here's the time to ponder. How much time is available? So this is like a very, this looks like a more existential question. It's not. So how much time is available? I didn't ask you how much time is available in life or anything. No, it's not that existential question. I'm just asking about like how much time is actually available for you. You have, like, as I said, 168 hours in a week, which does seem like a lot, but then I think most of the time we spend in different things. So but ideally speaking, we should be doing 40 hours of full-time work. So this 40 hours would be for any kind of full-time activity that we are undertaking. Okay, plus at least 20 hours for other things that you want to do. So this would be the amount of free time, or I like to call it as me time, right? Whichever you're going to get for yourself. So typically you should be having about 60 hours in a week for whatever it is that you want to do. All right. So getting the priorities correct becomes super important for you. All right. So which is exactly why we had a timeline already in hand for you. Please note that by August, October, and by November, December, you should be in the position to get placed. So why have we said both in November, December, and this one? Because obviously it's still we're reeling under the impact of COVID-19. Many of the companies, so there are going to be this one, but we all know the end goal. The end goal is very clear. By August, sometimes actually, if you look at it pre-COVID years, in July itself, we used to start the placement. This is pre-COVID years. But post-COVID, things have changed in life. So you want to really make sure that you're having a placement in other things secure by the month, by the time that you get it, by what we call as day zero. Day zero meaning the top companies come and pick you and then go, right? So you want to really get that. So then where are we right now? So we are probably here. So we all know what you need to accomplish in this, the 6 months time. So when I asked you like how much time is available, literally you have around 6 months left. All of you do want to get a role within this time. So what you have to do is these are the bare minimum necessity that you have to do. So when I say this is like the bare minimum, literally I mean that you should at least do this. This will add 2 lines to your CV. This will add 2 lines to your CV plus some, not even 2 lines, probably 2 paragraphs because you'll have projects through it. This will add around 4 lines to the CV because you'll have many projects again. This will add probably around 1 paragraph or 2 paragraphs to your CV and so on. That's exactly what we're doing. This is the bare minimum that I expect you all to do by the time that you're coming in for your placements. So keep the end goal in mind. We already have it in mind, right? So when you come to CareerLabs and you have done your profile gap analysis, you would have got all this. Plan A, Plan B, Plan C, which we call as ambitious, balanced, casual. You would have got multiple courses that you could explore and so on. So you would have definitely got the plan of action. So that's where you should be. So the plan of action with CareerLabs is basically not only a set of courses that you need to explore, okay, but then also you have every quarterly targets for individual people depending on your circumstance and so on. So you would have got this kind of a plan of action for definitely with us. How much are you following the plan of action? And so the reason for it is like, see, this is not set in stone. We know that a lot of things happen, a lot of things change, and which is exactly why these sessions are supposed to be for course correction and understanding the issues and so on, right? So yeah, and those of you not following the plan, perfectly fine. Uh, just let us know if you are having any other challenges or difficulties. If you're not following this plan, that'll be great because we'll be in a position to help you, and that's the only reason. It's perfectly fine. So see, as I said, this is not set in stone. This is a guideline. So please note that this plan is always given to you as a guideline and also as a suggestion on completing a few things. See, the bare minimum that we want you to complete would be the focus one activities across the board. Okay, that's a bare minimum. If you have more time, you're going to continue doing focus 2. If you have more time, you're going to do focus 3. If you have more time, you're going to end up doing all 4 and more. Okay, as I said, this plan is what we call as a minimum plan that we want for you to do. Of course, there are a lot of things that you can do in life, right? So if you had said a no or this one, I would definitely request you to let us know where you're facing the challenges. Okay, it could be a challenge because of exams. A lot of things could have been delayed. Many of you could not have started the advanced course because of the exams and so on. So let us know, and then we'll be definitely in a position to help you. Because why is this important for us? Is because, as I told you, priorities. Whatever you do, right? Your internships are going to be in May, June, July, or August, because that's fixed. Your placement drives will start in August onwards. That's fixed. No one's going to change that. So even though your plan might change a little, the end goal is fixed already for us. So keep that in mind when you want to do. And it's exactly where we can help you accelerate or slow down according to your pace. All right. So, and most of you have already helped me out with this. So the quick questions about what are some of the challenges. Some of the biggest challenges that we find is the exams and the academic bit, right? So the curriculum itself can be very taxing and tiring. This year again, with the I should say gazillion online courses that many people are having, and all the other issues, that could be one of the biggest challenges that we see. External exams are coming, and this year what has happened for a few of them is multiple semester exams are coming together. So it's with hardly any space between and all that. So there are a lot of things. You guys can definitely write to us about the questions that you're having, in terms of these things, right? In terms of difficulties in following the plan of action. So, as I said, no one is expected to follow it completely, but it's a guideline which, if you follow, it makes your life smoother. That's all. Does it mean if you don't follow, you won't get a job? No one is saying that. We're just making the process easier for you, right? Because, for example, if you have to run a marathon, you have to pace yourself out. You need to find out how to do it as per your strengths, and that's exactly the plan of action that is given to you as well. All right, so let's look at some of the challenges that are there. One of the first challenges is understanding your learning style. Okay, and what do I mean by that is because there are multiple different people. There are people who are doers, there are people who are thinkers, there are people who like a combination of both, and so on. With the starter pack courses and with the advanced courses, we want you to figure this out. Okay, and that's the thing. See, we don't only give you the starter pack courses. There are aptitude courses, there are soft skill courses, and there are so many other things as well, right? So we really want you to explore and find your interest. So among the courses you saw, right? So we had this plan A, plan B, and plan C. So among this, you have to explore and find out which is the one that you feel are most comfortable with at the end of the day, right? So those kind of things become very important for you, and only then will you be in a position to identify and then move towards the profile building activities. If you're not going to finish the stage, so you're always thinking, oh my god, I don't know what to do, I'll take a game development course. I don't know what I'll do, I will take a cybersecurity course. I don't know what I'll do, I'll take a robotics course. If you keep on jumping, right, that will also become a problem. So, but if you don't explore again, if when you're very confused, the better thing is take something, see if you like it. If you don't like it, go for something else. If you like it, at least it's good that you're going to do. So this particular is the first step, and most of the people don't do this. Okay, they just say that, oh, I'm confused, and that's it, and then they stop. If you're confused, you have to let go of your confusion by exploring, okay, and then hopefully finding your interest. Okay, so that's what happens. All right, so that's the only way to do it, and that's exactly why we say that find out what learning styles might work for you. If you're a person who is more action oriented, take up as many projects as you can, hands-on projects as you can. If you're a person who's very academically oriented, take as many courses and professional certifications and strengthen yourself on the theoretical aspects. So it doesn't really matter. Okay, so that's exactly what you need to do. And the next thing is managing time. And many of you were very candid about your times and everything else right now. That was great. Okay, see, the easiest way in life, and I'll tell you this works, is set aside time every day. Okay, so somebody will spend half an hour every day towards profile building. So that is like a way of doing it. Second thing is set aside time weekly. You are going to spend 4 hours on Saturday every week. That is also okay. Okay, or you will spend 2 hours on Saturday, 2 hours on Sunday. I mean, it doesn't matter. Okay, that way. Another thing is, someone says that on this one, I will spend 20 hours. Okay, but I will spend 20 hours in a very different way. So I will have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So here I will spend 2, 1, 0, 4, 1, and Saturday is 0 and Sunday is 8. Okay. So the person decides in this manner. So that is also okay as per your workload, as per your mindset, but having a fixed amount of time to spend is perfectly fine. So whatever works for you, go for it. We really don't think there's one only way of doing things. Okay. But do note that profile building is not something that's going to happen on its own. Unfortunately, our education systems are not suited for getting the the best of ourselves for the jobs. So that's going to be a challenge, and that's exactly why you need to like build the profile building stuff as well. So that's why profile building is something that's absolutely critical for you to be doing. And then moving forward, see, how do we help you is the plan is always given based on your interest and the profile, right? At the time, you're going to have this monthly, this one, and we're going to be starting the information sessions with different experts and giving you additional resources and tools on the same course, right? That you saw. So you'll be having a lot more things for you to check as well. Okay. So be prepared for different things that you might expect from us in terms of various worksheets and other things as well for you to keep you in the loop, right? The one thing that I want you to leave with is that when in college, your time has to be divided among all these things. So academics will take a forefront and it will take the biggest role obvious reasons because you have signed up for it. Academics is critical at the end of the day, whether you like it or not. So push it that much harder for your, especially in your third year and fourth year, to make sure that you're grading there. And then, of course, comes the test preparation, applied learning, and everything else. Okay. So academics can include any of these and all of these. Um, Tests can include any of these and all of these again. So because that also has a big role. And in applied learning again, this would be the biggest differentiator, all right, wherein you have a lot of whatever you're studying there gets reflected in this, very, very important. But last but not the least, that's what makes you stand out. If you're a person who has been working in all these different things, it makes you stand out. Okay. So these are various different things that are absolutely essential, when it comes to this. And as I said, how do you balance it out is by managing your time efficiently, but keeping in mind that this is not something that's going to happen on its own. Okay, so that's how it is going to go. And I want to understand, like, see, what is your main key takeaway? Okay, because if you ask me, I will say it's never too late to start. It's always a good time. Now is a great time to do anything in life that you might want to do. So many of you might have questions about internships. So please note that internships have been delayed for everyone this year because of the COVID-19 situation. Okay. In fact, placements have been delayed a lot. Many of the companies right now are giving internships and then giving pre-PO, which is like pre-placement offers, and then so on. So if there is a delay in internship, please know that it's not because of us. It's because of the situation outside in the pandemic, and we are working very closely with that. To be eligible for internships, you should have completed your advanced courses, and I would highly recommend you to go and watch like how to find the right internship as well. Okay. So even when the CareerLabs internships open up, please note that it is like a first come first served. It is like where you apply and you have to interview and everything else, and then accordingly get it. Okay. So definitely internships are in the process. As I said, we are expecting anywhere in February, March, or even April. And the reason for that is because the situation the companies are in. Okay, the hiring is again started in a frenzy, so we are all looking out for that definitely. But yeah, so don't worry too much about your internships. Start also looking at other avenues, and we also have a worksheet for the internships. If you go and look into the Kickstart Your Career course, you have that thing as well. Okay, so definitely please check that out as well. Okay, what is your personal style of working? It really depends, but I truly believe in the power of little making a lot. Meaning, I am okay with spending around 15 minutes a day on something and then like making progress rather than doing everything in one day. To be very honest, I was probably like you guys, doing everything in one day before. I never used to study for my exams before. I always was a person who studied in the last moment. But then grad school changed me. In graduate school, you cannot do that. You have to study on a daily basis. You have to review your materials on a daily basis and so on. And of course, work is very different. You have to do things when you have to do. So personally, I now favor doing a little bit every day rather than a lot on one day. So it might be very different for you guys. You might be in a very different situation in life with a lot of um, uh, I would say a lot of other additional things going on. So depending on it, do it. But I'll say do it. That's it. I don't care how you do it. Allocate time. See, by the way, like someone might say that, hey, it doesn't take like 6 months to publish a paper. I can publish a paper in 3 months. Absolutely, you can. I have people who publish papers for 4 years. I have people, I mean, one paper in 4 years versus people who publish paper one in 3 months. Okay, so you do have people across the spectrum. Don't compare yourself at the end of the day. As I said, start for yourself. All right. So that's a beautiful question. Thanks for that. If I get placed and I want to go for higher education, what should I do? Excellent question. This is exactly why when you guys come to me in July, the topic will be job or higher studies. So you will definitely get the answer then. How to find our strengths? Wonderful question. How do you find your strengths? So there are multiple tools online which will help you do that. See, the other thing is when you came to CareerLabs, you also had like a diagnostic test and a personality test, which tells you about where you are strong in. So you would have got that as well. So that's one thing to take up. If you want to know more about that, you can discuss with us. We will be very happy to explain to you once again. But how do you find your strengths is a very I would say it's an incomplete question. The reason being that, what strengths are you trying to find out and what for? Okay. Are you trying to find a strength for becoming a web developer, or are you trying to look at your strengths for becoming a better person? Right. So it really depends on the context. So the better question for you would be is to analyze, with respect to what is it that you want to do, and accordingly, we can help you out. Okay. But it's a great question. How do you find your strengths? There are many tools available out there which will say that, hey, I'm going to tell you like what you're good at. Okay. But it is always relative. What you're good at is like, depends on what is it that you're comparing to. So do you want to be like, I don't know, a ballet dancer versus do you want to be a guitar player? So that is the thing, right? So that strength is always, it need not be only a skill, it can be also your certain behavioral traits and other things as well. Okay. So you should ask a question in relation to a context. But it's a beautiful question, and I would say that I am so envious of you guys in the sense that you're all in this age where you can explore and find out and take a lot of time to figure out more things about yourself. And that's one of the main reasons why we started Career Labs. The main reason being that don't just jump head on into your first job. Have a little bit of understanding about why is it that you're doing, and then how is it going to help you towards the next role. Okay. Earlier, the joke used to be that people will be in their first job for at least 1 or 2 years, right? And why do I say it's a joke? Is because people no, don't even last for 6 months in their first job. Okay. Things have changed a lot over here. So that's exactly why it becomes important for you to ask that. All right.